Hey guys, it's Kuglega with another video, and this time I've got the Synergy or whatever the company is. I just want to show you guys this dock which I got from Amazon for a stupid cheap price. And yeah, I think this is a very good product if you own any device with a USB Type-C connector, so stay tuned for that. So guys, now this one is a dock. Now if you don't know, I used to have a Sony Xperia Z3, and one of my favorite features with that phone was a magnetic docking connector with it, which was amazing. I used to use that every time, and all my data transfer was through Wi-Fi. I never used to use the cable provided or the port provided. Now this one still uses a USB Type-C connector. The problem with that is one of the main reason I wanted to use a dock was that I don't wear out my micro USB port on my previous phone. This one is still going to wear out if you're going to use it. This one is a generic one. It will suit any phone with a bottom USB Type-C connector, which is, I mean, almost all the phones have a bottom USB Type-C connector, which still uses that. Now a few description of it. It is in French or some other language which I personally do not understand. It says all of these things, but I'm really skeptical of that. It's just a dock with a USB Type-C connector. That's just what it is. Now here is the dock. I have been using this. It's not an unboxing video. It's not supposed to be. I have been using this. It's silver. Matches with my OnePlus 3. My OnePlus 3 is a I'm not really sure what the color was. I don't remember it. It is silver. It is a hefty device. It does have that. One issue which I had with this device is that I use a pretty substantial case on my phone. This is the DMG Sniper, which I use on my phones. It's been working out really well. It has saved my phone from quite a lot of faults. Now this one with the case does not click in to the USB connector. Now if you see this right now, there is still space a little bit where I can still click it in. Now I have modified my connector to accept this with my phone with the case. Now this is a very simple trick which I'm going to show you guys how to do that. So first of all, what you do need a few things. You do need a knife, or most preferably you need an X-Acto knife which is really sharp. You can use a blade too, or a normal knife for that. To finish the touches you will need a file. Now I have a triangular file with a filing surface on the cylindrical bit, which is really great. And you will need screwdriver set. So that is the few things which you would need. I'm going to open this up now and show you guys how to do this. This piece of rubber or non-slip surface is great. You do need to take that apart or just peel it back, and that will reveal two screws here, and you do need to unscrew that. I'm not going to use the driver bit because I don't need to. Now unscrew both of these screws and just keep that aside. You will be needing the screws. If you don't, well, that's going to be a whole other issue. Now just pry it open and just take it away, and it will come up like this. Now first time you are going to take it off, there is a little bit of glue here which is attached to a piece of metal for that substantial weight. Now here is the insides of this thing. It is just a cable which is ending in a USB Type-C connector. What you need to do here is you have to take this off. It is not glued into place or anything like that, so you don't need to worry about that. Take it off. Now what I've done here is that I have put in a piece of double-sided tape and a piece of cardboard, if you can see that, to raise the surface a little bit, so that this one is raised a little bit so that it can still attach through this gap. Now what you need to do, another thing, is that you have to file away a little bit of surface on these holders. Now these holders, I have already filed it away. Not the best job, but you won't be seeing that. Just use the X-Acto knife, cut a little bit chunk by chunk, and then file it with this surface. Now you do need these posts, so just keep that in mind, and file the way that will be ready to go. Now the reason I'm opening it again is because I need to make this thing thicker, because it's been chewing through my area, so I just want to make it a little bit better. So just take a double-sided tape. This is a double-sided tape I use for just normal frivolous stuff. You can use a better one if you have one. I do have one, but I'm not going to use that because I want it for better purposes than just having a paperweight. Now you don't need to make sure that this is a sticky surface or anything like that. You just need this to keep that thing propped up, so it doesn't matter if it's not sticky or anything like that. It just needs to be underneath this thing, and yeah, that should be good. Now just keep this thing again, slot it back in like you would normally as you have taken it back. Now you will probably notice that it will now give it a wiggle and it has now propped up. And you will notice that this thing is standing a little bit more than what it used to. So that is what it is supposed to do. That is what I need this to do. Before you put back the screen or the screws, just press it up and check if it clicks in, and it is clicking in and it is solid. That is working correctly. And now you can just put back the screws in and call it a day. Now these don't really need to be very tight. You just need to get that there so that it doesn't pop up whenever you're trying to pull out your phone. And there you have it. That is how you do that. I'm going to connect it up and show you guys that this does work out. Let's just do the power bank right now. This one also does data, so you don't need to worry about it. Now I'm going to use that. I'm going to click it in and it should work. And yes, it is now charging as it should. It should charge. And I have noticed that this is one of the better docks which I have come across on the websites. It works out really well. It works out as it should. It is not going to be dash charging though, which is perfectly normal. Dash charging only works with that particular brick and all that. I have been able to charge this. The maximum amount of charge I got this from my computer was about 450 to 500 milliwatt hour, and that is what you need if you are planning to charge this overnight. So that is something there, you need to keep that in mind. One thing which I have done is I have put up double-sided tape, the better 3M stuff which I have put up double-sided tape here, and I have stuck it to my workbench, and by that I don't need to hold it in place whenever I am trying to unplug my phone from the dock. So that is another thing which you can try out. Should work out really well. This is what I wanted to talk about. There were a lot of people who had issues with covers and cases with their devices. So this will work on any device, not just OnePlus 3. Just make sure that you file away the remaining bits so that this thing can still come up to the required level. And well, of course, because that thing inside is sponge and well, it's not very good. It's going to wear away quite soon. You might have to replace it time by time, or you can use something solid like a piece of plastic, a very thin piece of plastic, which will stay there for quite some time. Something like a piece of scale, which is quite thin. This one will do the trick. I'm planning on doing that soon enough, but for now this one will work. I'm happy with that. So yeah, I guess that much is said about this video. Then hope you guys like the video. Please share, subscribe, and like the video if you found it useful. See you guys next time. Bye.